retail inflation for the month of February eased to about 5.18% versus nearly 5.7% in the previous month of January. And the good news is that it's all happening due to the fall in food prices and particularly vegetable prices that have fallen rather drastically. What does this mean for a rate cut by the RBI? And is Governor Rajan finally going to relent in April? And if so, by exactly how much? Ruchi Bhatia with more details.
2 days after factory output contracted for the third month in a row, India's retail inflation has eased significantly, putting the ball in Governor Rajan's court to cut rates further in a bid to boost growth. And this after Jaitley and his men stuck with the fiscal prudence path to narrow the budget deficit.
We had the same scenario last September. The Fed was getting ready to move later that quarter, and the RBI still found the space to cut by 50 basis points. So I think, modest cuts of 25 or 50 will not be unduly driven by global factors. There is space here, given what's happening on the external sector, for the central bank to respond to domestic growth and inflation dynamics.
February headline inflation eased to 5.18% versus 5.69% the previous month. A significant drop in food, vegetable and pulse price inflation led the decline. Food inflation fell 5.3% versus 6.8% in January. Vegetable inflation dropped to 0.7%, while pulse price inflation dropped to 38.3% versus over 43% thanks to the import of pulses and sustained efforts by the government to crack down on hoarders. The war against inflation seems to have finally been won for policymakers as well.
It is mainly caused by the fact that food inflation has come down, yes. And the main component within food inflation which has come down is with regard to vegetables. Right. So on the whole, in a single sentence, I would like to say that the numbers are on expected lines. Right.
Meanwhile, the disinflationary trend continued with wholesale price inflation contracting for the 16th consecutive month. February WPI contracted 0.91%, almost at the same level as the previous month. Experts say after the government did the heavy lifting with fiscal management and RBI now on the glide path towards 5% inflation by January 2017, Rajan will relent on rates, though the recent rise in crude has perhaps reduced the quantum of a possible rate cut. All eyes are now on Mint Street's top boss. Ruchi Bhatia, ET Now, New Delhi.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.